I don't know. I just get this sense that like we're heading in this direction that we can't even really comprehend right now.
I mean, industries are going to die.
Welcome back, everybody. We're at episode 19, and this one's a little bit different because we have a returning guest. It's Kyle, the video game developer, and I want to talk to him about how artificial intelligence may or may not be impacting game developing, because it's kind of a big deal right now. And I'm going to be doing a lot more content about artificial intelligence and how it's impacting careers, because this is Career Insights. And I figured that the easiest thing to do would be to start with Kyle. So Kyle, welcome back. And how are things going?
Going good. I mean,
you've got some big news for your game.
Yeah, I mean, we're part of this awesome accelerator, Dream Catalyst. Obviously, it's going to be huge for the game. It's going to take us to the whole next level for Dark Table. But AI, I think it's a big topic in the gaming world.
It's like a big topic everywhere now. And it seems like it's going way faster than anybody's anticipated. Like I watch a lot of YouTube AI content, and I'm like, I mean, even for me, I'm like, well, I have a subscription to ChatGPT, but then it's like Grok's this, and then Claude, and then Gemini, and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, it's insane, the pace of everything right now. And, part of me is like excited. The other part of me is freaking out. What have you seen so far?
I mean, it's hard to explain. The artists hate it, obviously. From the game development world.
What do you mean when you say artists in the game development world? Like, let's just go into that. We've talked about that before, but like for somebody that's just watching, what do you mean by artists?
Well, I mean, we're talking about people losing jobs, right? Mm-hmm. And the first people it's going to be hit is artists. So illustrators, graphic designers, anyone who's making art for games is in trouble potentially. Mm-hmm. Because every studio is going to be looking for, how do I save cost? And the first thing is, can I use AI to generate these images? And if I can, I don't need the salary of this artist.
Yeah.
Right? I'll replace it with a $30 a month subscription to Midjourney.
Did you? Okay, so that's good. I'm glad that you brought up Midjourney, because I also subscribe to that. But and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem with Midjourney was text. I mean, almost all of the AI generated images was text.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen what ChatGPT just came out with, their AI image generator. Have you seen anything about that?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Well, the text problem has been solved, like at a level that's like unreal. Like I saw this thing, and it was a, generate an image of, someone teaching a class, and the board's got all of this stuff that's being taught, and it's all right.
Oh, wow.
So the texting, or the
oh, yes. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where it was like unreadable text and all that stuff. Yeah, that's all fixed. Yeah.
The generation of text in these images is now like a real thing, which is insane. So that could also impact what's going on in the whole gaming. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But where was it at when we talked last time, which would have been about July of last year? Because that was kind of around the time when AI was starting to it was building a lot of steam. But now it's like, this is like,
oh, it's a wave. It's a tidal wave. Like, you got to be ready for it.
What have you seen from when we talked in like around July of last year to now?
So even we were playing around with, generating images with AI back then. And that's what everyone was yelling about at the time, which was like,
I remember.
They're like, everyone hates AI generated images in games and marketing and all this stuff. But every big studio is trying to do it. But since then, now there's AI generated music that people are using for soundtracks of their games.
Yeah.
There is images to video, which I've been dabbling with as well. And so you can just take a straight up 2D image, throw it in, give it a text prompt. I want this character to be walking instead. And it'll just generate a video from the image.
Is it pretty good?
It's awesome.
Which site is this?
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I forgot what it's called, but it's ridiculous.
Is it HeyGen?
No, it's some with a K. I can't remember.
Okay, sorry.
But I mean, it only takes like 3 minutes, and you have an image to like a 5 or 10-second video, and it's generated like the rest of the character that's not even there because it was, not painted that way. And so that's crazy. Then you have I know it's not perfect yet, but they're trying to do 3D modeling with AI to be able to text prompt and get 3D models as well.
So explain what that is, because I remember we talked about that. Like, what would be the difference between generating an image and then what you just said, like generating a 3D model? Can you talk a little bit about that?
So, I mean, like if you generate an image of a table, it's going to be just that perspective of whatever's in the image, the front of the table. The 3D model of the table, I can now spin around, flip it upside down, change the colors, like put it in a game, whatever. And so when we have like good generated 3D models, that's another career that could be gone. It's like 3D modelers, do you need them if you're going to be able to generate things, cheaply and quickly?
That's pretty crazy, and I now I understand what you're saying, because the other thing that I saw was, it was difficult to have like a Rubik's Cube model, you know what I mean? Because it wouldn't get it right when you would turn the sides. Well, that's not the case anymore. You know what I mean? So like that's like a form of modeling, but the AI could actually basically unsolve the puzzle, and then solve it, and you could see all of the sides. Like it was all right. It was insane.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So things they're just happening so rapidly. When it comes to, so we've talked about the imagery and stuff in like games and stuff like that. Now, does that impact, does that mean graphics too?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
the graphics in the sense of like hey, here's this card that I'm going to be using in the game versus like the surrounding graphics that are within a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think AI is going to touch all of that. It doesn't matter what, because even the table example, the 3D model, this has like a texture on it that's painted, in a game.
Yeah.
This light wood, but they're going to be AI generating all those textures too, which would have been another artist that would have been generating just the paint on the table.
Really?
And that's so potentially the modeler's gone, the painter's gone, the illustrator might be gone, the sound guy might be gone because they were just doing that. Voice artists might be gone because those are now AI generated stuff too. So it's, who's safe? and it used to be, we were like, oh, programmers will be semi-safe. We're generating code now with Grok that is amazing. I mean, we're nearing this spot in game development, but probably just even in the tech industry almost every business industry, that if you're not using these tools, you are going to be left in the dust. Like you just can't keep up.
Yeah.
For coding, it's like I can ask Grok to develop this whole system for me. It'll give me all the code for it in whatever language I want, and I can copy and paste it into my game or my development environment, and then just tweak it. And then even if I have errors in the code when I go to run it, I can send the errors back to Grok and say, hey, I had these errors. It'll fix it and give it an update to me.
It's pretty crazy because so I'm trying to stay like ahead of all of this, and I have zero programming or anything like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I have like my Chat GPT subscription. I want to try to get more involved in AI type things, and zero knowledge. And I was like, I didn't even know what an API was. Mm-hmm. So I had it tell me what an API was. So, I got the voice, on my cell phone. So we're having like a discussion. Yeah. It kind of explains everything. And I'm like, okay, because I want to understand it from the ground up. I don't want to just do something and I don't know how that works. We're just making it. You know what I mean? So I'm starting at zero. And we walk through this thing and it's making mistakes, and I don't know what the mistake is. So I'm like, hey, this is not right. Yeah. Oh, let's try this, so we try that. That's not working. Well, let's try this. Just back, forth, right? So we finally get it to a point where, and I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, but basically my goal was to build a chatbot. Mm-hmm. And all the code, we got this, Notepad. So Notepad wasn't working. So download Notepad++, so I get Notepad++. I had to download Python because we did it in Python. And, no, that wasn't the language. That's
It might have been Python.
Yeah, I think it was. It was Python. See, I'm getting confused because I don't know what I'm talking about. But you know what I mean? But it's possible because we got to the point where it wrote the code in Python. Yeah. I had Python installed on my desktop. I had Notepad so that we could paste, save the Python file. Yeah. It showed me how to open up the DOS prompt and then prompt it to run the Python file. Yeah. And it set up a local host on my computer so that it had the web page that it was locally run. And I only know this because that's what we just did, me and this AI, you know what I mean? And I was like, dude, this is crazy.
I mean, and you didn't have software experience.
Nothing.
And you did that.
Nothing.
Now imagine if you had the software background, and now it's like you know what's garbage and what's not. When you look at the AI code that it gives you, you can just code way faster now because you're using that tool to just speed you up.
I was like, I showed Holly and I was like, dude, this works. You know what I mean? Like I all it was a price for Bitcoin and Ethereum, but you could type in what is the price of Bitcoin and it would give it real time. Oh, that was the other thing is we used a free CoinGecko API so that it would go out there and look at the price and then bring it back. And I was like, dude, this is insane. Like this, it is totally doable. And now it's just kind of like a slow progression. You know what I mean? I'm just taking I don't want to say I'm taking my time. I'm doing it with the time that I have to try to get up to speed to where I can actually make this, make like some type of business or something like that, because I'm super concerned about the direction of like everything.
We've talked about that before, where it's like everyone, what is it? The clock is like conservatively 10 years, but everyone thinks it's like 5 to 8 years before AI just decimates most jobs. Like,
it feels like it's going to be a lot sooner than that.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't, what I mean?
It's accelerating pretty dang fast.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where I'm like, man, like I don't want to just let this happen and not, I don't know. I just get this sense that like we're heading in this direction that we can't even really comprehend right now.
I mean, industries are going to die.
Yeah.
And there's, everyone's, talking about, whatever, unions and all kind of stuff to, or like we got to, pass regulation to stop it. And like, how are you going to do that? If we don't, like, if you stop it here, someone else can do it and they're going to take all our jobs anyway. Like, you know what I mean? You cannot stop this wave now, I don't think.
Yeah. It's like the, what is that? The things out of the box or whatever, the
Pandora's box,
you know what I mean? Or whatever it is, like you can't put it back now.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally have to shut off the internet or something. And that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, because everyone's just moving faster. I mean, so on like game and film, something animation's expensive. So when I say that whole image to video AI I was talking about, an image, you can get someone to paint you an image for maybe, if it's cheap, like $250, maybe if it's a really interesting piece, like $5,000 or something to get a really amazing image. But to take the image and then convert it to an animation where you want something to move from the image, you're talking minimum, like on Fiverr, probably thousands of dollars to get someone to do that. But then like for a professional to do this, make it animated and stuff, you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars probably. Dude. Minimum. And I've gotten quotes before for even just like partial animated trailers for a 1 minute trailer, but I want, animated 2D characters animated, whatever, between $400,000 and $1 million.
Are you kidding
for
me?
A 1 minute trailer?
No way.
If anyone looks, they can go look up this.
Oh my gosh,
the RuneScape trailer.
I'm in the wrong business.
Oh, man. Dude, RuneScape trailer. It was 2.5D animation where it's like it's not fully 3D. It looks like it's almost like a 2D puppet character, right? But that was $1 million for that trailer.
Dang.
And I'm like, okay, but now I could potentially generate that for like $100. Right. And it's like, because I can do image to video I can tell and just do that a bunch of times for a trailer. And maybe it takes me a few attempts to get something that I like in there.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's like, I just saved potentially $1 million.
I finally watched that movie Ready Player One.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, because I had, people had been kind of talking about that kind of like metaverse and things like that, you know, and but no, it's like it's really concerning because you don't really hear much about it. You know what I mean? Like there's nobody really talking about it. Like we talk about it.
Right.
But I don't talk about it with anybody else, really.
They have no idea what's coming.
And that's the
scariest part.
That's the scary thing. And that's why I feel this sense of like urgency to position myself to where I don't get left behind.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and I've heard various people talk about this, but the big deal is going to be like, how does the perception of value change in this new world with AI?
Oh man!
You know, once everyone's jobs are being replaced by AI and robots, because the natural progression is we got AI that does amazing things. Eventually, it's going to be we integrate it with robots, and then they can do amazing things.
Yeah.
And then they start taking jobs, like physical robots taking people's jobs because they can just do it cheaper and faster. And so then, what is value anymore? Like if all the manual labor jobs are gone because robots can do it better, like how do I make money? And and then what is the value of goods? Because they're mass produced cheaply by robots, but who's paying for the robots? And there's like we don't know how that economic system even, exists at that time.
Yeah, it's super. It's like, I mean, it does. It like freaks me out. It really does. Life feels all the same right now, but we are definitely heading in a direction where life will not be the same. Period. Like it's not going to be the same. At some point in the near future, I don't know how long near is, but it's coming. Yeah, and so like when we, going back to like what we started talking about, like, so for coding, you know what I mean? Like, how is that change? How is AI changing coding when it comes to gaming? Like, I've seen the videos, you know what I mean? I've seen the videos where it's like, oh, make a snake game, you know what I mean? Which is, I'm assuming that's phenomenal. But like, for like something like Dark Table, you know what I mean? Like, can it do that already or no?
I mean, it could probably get you very close.
Really?
I mean, even in Unreal Engine, this is the craziest stuff, right? It knows how to use the actual SDKs, the software development kits, for whatever thing you're trying to develop in. So like it knows Unreal Engine SDK. I can go tell Grok like, hey, make me a terrain editor in Unreal Engine.
Wow.
And that does this, and this, and it'll like generate the C++ code that I put in the engine to do it. And it's like, okay, like how'd you even know how to use all the Unreal tools? And even better than that is like,
dude, that's insane.
Just for learning purposes, the AI prompts on like Grok or whatever, just to like say, hey, how do I do this in programming or in looking through documentation for a program or like for Unreal Engine, it's faster to ask the AI than to go search the documentation for that same problem.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like it'll give you the page on the documentation that's from Epic for Unreal Engine, and like the page and a summary of all the things you need to know, and it'll grab 15 other forum pages that said like, oh, they had these problems that you could run into, and here's how to solve them and stuff. It's like you learn so much faster using that than scouring Google for all these articles. It's crazy.
Well, I saw this was like a couple weeks ago, and I saw a video where it was like one of the I don't know if bottleneck's the right way, but like it was like you could prompt it to do something, but you couldn't prompt it to go do something outside, like go over here and research this, and then come back and build it here, and then if you need anything more, go out there and go get some more information and come back and keep building. Well, the prompt was basically build me it was like some type of like website, you know what I mean? And it did it, and it just went out and it got the info, and it came back and it started to code it, and then it went back out and it got more information. It got images, it made the images, it came back.
Yeah.
And in a matter of minutes, it probably wasn't even minutes, it like built this whole website.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is crazy.
I know.
Like it's going out and doing things now.
And that's where, it's been theorized from various folks that they think that's going to be in the near future of like the value is in creating businesses.
Yeah.
You know, kind of. And it's like,
Sure.
oh, it's going to be a prompt, but it's your idea. And you prompted the AI and then it built that website and the whole business for you and all the products and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, that's the only thing that's left that's valuable is ideas. Because,
Well, you know, and that was one of the things. It was like, it was like, you know, like instead of having 100 people to accomplish your marketing strategy or whatever you're doing, it'll be 4.
yes.
Well, what about the other 96?
Yeah. What are they going to do?
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
then what's going to, well, this is where, you know, we could start going down this rabbit hole of universal basic income and all of this other stuff. But
yeah, but it's not right.
Yeah,
Who pays taxes if they have no money? Like,
you know, it's like you were saying earlier, like it's going to this place that we have never been.
right.
And don't necessarily want to be. I don't want it to be there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But it's kind of like, well, if I don't do anything, then I'll just be left behind and not have any chance. Versus if I try to position myself where I can make some kind of an impact and have some type of relevance, then maybe I won't get left behind. At least that's kind of like my thought process.
Sure.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's pretty insane.
And that's why we're kind of trying to prepare for that with Doonamai.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've talked about before, like we want to build a bigger game on our next game after Dark Table.
Yeah.
And part of it is because, you know, we believe that this AI apocalypse is coming and
that's
everyone's
for sure.
jobs are, you know, on the chopping block. And so the question is like, can you build games or other, you know, platforms where you set the rules? You know, like you create the jobs in that environment. And so you can set the rules on what is valuable, you know, how you create value and then how you trade that value versus the real world's all going to be AI and robots. So you almost have to make simulated environments that everybody can have jobs in. It's going to be like the Matrix, I think, is where we're going, where you just have to have a world inside of a world to be able to have normal jobs again.
It feels inevitable at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the only thing, you know, things that could, you know, like, I don't know if you've heard about this asteroid that in like 2032 could strike Earth. That would be like one of the things that could potentially stop it. But that's like a world ending event.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like it won't even matter at that point.
All the people that know AI and have created it would have to not exist anymore for it to go away. You know what I mean? And the internet have to die. Other than that, it's like anybody who knows how to create it or use it, even if there was a cataclysmic event, is going to try to get back to there as soon as possible because it's such an enabler. So it's like,
you know, and then I'll hear like Jensen Huang, you know, the CEO of NVIDIA, talking about like just how the progression is insane right now. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just getting to a level where it's just, man, like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, people need to be aware of it and do something.
well, I know. Well, it's crazy, right? It's like everyone's saying, basically, you need to have generational wealth in the next 5 years, or else you're going to be screwed, and your family is going to be screwed, and your kids' kids are going to be screwed because there's total uncertainty of what happens after that point.
Yeah.
And so, but it's like, okay, what does that even mean though? Because if I have generational wealth, but then the whole like value system upends in in a few years, what's generational wealth, like 10, $20 million or something, maybe? That's kind of probably low end for generational.
Yeah.
But then what if that's just like, oh, it's 20 million to buy a hamburger in 5 years? You know what I mean?
Jeez,
Like,
I hope not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what's going to happen yet.
Yeah. So like, what do you think about, like, let's say, you know, because like when we talked last year, this was kind of like, you know, like, yeah, it's going to be something. Now it's like, oh, it's something. And so let's say that there was like a kid in high school and he was like, dude, I heard you're a game developer, man. That's so cool. I want to do that when I grow up. Like, what would you be telling somebody that's looking to getting into game developing at this point? Like, how would you approach something like that now?
Man, that's a challenge. I don't know.
It's almost like there's not even an answer right now.
Right. I mean, it's there's always, you know, tutorials and YouTube and everything to teach yourself how to develop. But it's one of these weird spots where it's like the AI can help you if you want to learn stuff quickly. Mm-hmm. but you still got to learn some of the basics because, or else you're just going to struggle forever. Where it's like, I don't know what the AI is giving me on code, on all this stuff. Like, I don't know what's not good. So it does help if you have like some background knowledge on the stuff before you start using those tools to accelerate everything.
Yeah.
To what level you need to know the background knowledge, it's going to be like up to you, you know, like each person, because some of them, you know, will be okay with learning more. That's going to help them in the long run. And some will try to, you know, learn just enough to get by, and they might just struggle bus, you know, the rest of the way with AI, where it's like each time they do it is still kind of difficult to build what they want. Whereas if they wish to have spent a little bit more time learning.
So it's kind of like, it's like, I would never want to be discouraging, you know what I mean? But then again, it's like at the same time, you could say, oh yeah, you should pursue that, you know, but then what if in like 4 years, it's like, well, that was a waste, because now I can just have, you know, Grok build me a phenomenal game, you know what I mean? Or supply the code, you know what I mean? So there's probably going to be something that person's going to be able to do, but like, what is that going to be? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you know, realistically, I feel like a lot of game developers are the idea guys, right? Like they played games growing up. They had ideas for games, and they just want to make that game that they've been thinking about forever.
Sure.
And the AI is actually going to help them do that a lot faster with way less money, right? Like they could pretty much prompt that game idea if it's simple enough, and AI might make most of it for them.
And they could just keep refining it with that then.
And then add in, you know, the art and the music and all that, which could also all be AI. So it's like, it's going to enable a lot more people to solo develop games. For sure, for like almost free, if not a fraction of the cost. So really being the idea guy is okay then, because you can now build it yourself. A lot of traditional problems were, there's always tons of idea guys that want to, I have this amazing idea for a game. It's $1 billion game. I just need all of these other programmers and artists to work for me for free. And we'll split the revenue that's going to magically come in when this game is done. And it's like the revenue never comes. The idea, everyone has ideas, so that didn't really matter. And everyone wasted a bunch of time and effort on something, you know?
Well, it's totally like, I could see like exactly what you were saying, because like I would have never built that chatbot without this.
Yeah.
It would have never happened, because I would never have time to learn all that stuff. Like literally, like it just would never have happened. Yeah. Period. The only reason that happened was because I had access to AI.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's how that happened. So yeah, so maybe that's what it'll be, is that like a lot of people will be able to do it, but it'll be so saturated that you're going to have to figure out how to stand out.
Right. How do you market yourself? Because everyone's going to be using the AI tools to then make more engaging marketing material too. They're going to be, you know, making awesome videos and awesome pictures that really hook everyone's attention to go take a look at it. How do I even stand out against that now? Like, it's going to be weird.
It's going to be super crazy. It already is getting super crazy, but it's not out in the mainstream where it's like known. You know what I mean? I don't see a lot of people talking about it yet. And that's kind of like when you know what I mean? But it's not there yet. And it's probably not going to be there for like another maybe year-ish, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of like,
it's going to be quick.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, we'll see. Like, you know, do people end up going to more physical jobs after all that?
Well, I mean, talking about that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you've seen like the Boston Dynamics videos of their robot that's literally moving like a human.
Sure. Yeah.
It's, you know, it can flip, it can ride a bike and all this other stuff. And I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me. Like, really?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, what? I don't know. It's just insane.
I know. So you're going to own businesses, but the robots are going to make your products, and then people might buy them, but how are they making money to buy the products?
So what would you say to somebody that wanted to be a game developer now? You know what I mean? Like, what would knowing what you know, like, and I know there's a lot of like unforeseen things that there's no way to know right now, but what would you say to somebody that was like, hey, I really want to do this, man, you know, because
I mean, I was that guy, right? Like I wanted to do game development. But now with the AI, I think it's so scary what's coming up that it's like you could always make games for fun as a hobby. That's fine. If you want to actually exist in this competitive world that's about to happen, you might have to really focus on how do I monetize this game.
Oh, okay.
As like the first thing, like, is my audience big enough potentially for this? How do I monetize the game, especially in this future AI world? Like, do I have crypto in it? A way to make money that way so that people can potentially make money in my game, so that there's a want for people to play it and, be in that economy in the game versus, any kind of game that we have flat rate and stuff. You're still going to have trouble getting people because they don't have jobs. So it's like everyone's going to be looking for jobs and how to game systems to make money.
Yeah.
So if you have that possibility in your game, that just, I think, gives you an edge that, will keep interest.
Well, it's been an interesting conversation, man. And, there's so much that's unknown that we're going to see at some point down the road. And a lot of these questions that we have will be answered at some point soon. And, but yeah, thanks for coming today and
no problem.
Pondering what's going to happen in game development, you know what I mean, with AI.
Yep.
But, if you're watching, where are you at with any of this? Have you kind of heard about it? Have you not heard about it? Do you feel like any sense of urgency? Let me know in the comments, like how you feel about it. I know it's been very like eye-opening for me, especially when I start to think about things and, I'm not watching these videos to be like doom and gloom, like, oh my God, the world's, it's not anything like that. It's more of like, I want to make sure that I'm not getting left behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that my family isn't going to get left behind. So let me know what you think. And I'm going to be producing some more artificial intelligence related content, a lot more actually, because I think it's that important. And I'm really going to be striving to get people on that are maybe seeing like AI starting to impact their careers and how that's going to go and how people can hopefully stay relevant in that career. Because right now is kind of like this time frame where it's not really getting talked about a lot, and you have the opportunity to become that one that's relevant in your field, and that's going to be one of my big driving goals right now. So hopefully you'll stick around, and hopefully you'll like that, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
that was cool. That was pretty exciting. I actually like that.